girls, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to a little series that I've started called FaceTime chats, where I'm literally just going to chuck some makeup on my face and we're going to yap. So grab a drink and let's put some makeup on this face. You're going to have to ignore the hair. I did sock curls, like overnight sock curls. They're the most uncomfortable things to sleep in. I literally have one here, and one on top of my head. But I'm such a side sleeper that makes it so impossible to sleep. But I think I need to get some like layers or something in the top of my hair because it never really sits that well up here, like never really holds that much volume, but the length bit always goes really well. And I love like the look of it and how it's not that it looks natural, but it looks a lot softer than like heated curls. But I'm gonna have to get my hair out of my face anyway. Obviously I cannot do makeup while I've got hair literally dangling in my face. Get out of my way. Without showing you my dress, I'm very lucky and I get sent some makeup from Technic Cosmetics, and obviously I cannot use it all and put all of it on my face at once, so I thought we could try it out today. I have got some bits in here that I've already used, and then this is actually a new gothic range, and I'm not much of a gothic gal, but there is some stuff in here that I feel like we could use. Like there's an eyeshadow palette and there's a wing stamp eyeliner, which I feel like could be quite cool. There's also black matte lipstick, which it's not a bit of me. Obviously it's going to be more like Halloween based, but today's not a Halloween makeup look, so I'm just gonna do what I can with it and see which bits I can use. First thing I went in with is my Bondi Sands Face SPF. Every single day without fail she goes on my face. And then the primer I've been loving is this number 17, which is a Boots own brand I believe, and it's the Hydro Power Grip Primer. I think it could potentially be a dupe for the e.l.f. What is it called, Power Grip Primer, but it's really lovely and it never peels under my makeup and I really like it. I feel like number 17 is a makeup brand that I need to explore a little bit more because it's very affordable, cruelty free, which are two things that I look for when I look for makeup, and it's really decent stuff. So maybe I'll have a little look next time I'm in Boots. Let me know if you use 17 and whether you recommend anything specifically, and then maybe I could give it a try. I'm someone who uses the same like makeup products every single day just because I don't want to waste product, and once I kind of know what I like to put on my face, I just kind of leave it that way. But I'd definitely be open to trying some new product. Normally I put that primer on and let it sink into my face, but I forgot to put it on earlier, so I'm just gonna let it dry down. It feels a bit sticky, which is nice because obviously then when you put your makeup on your face it kind of feels like it's sticking to your face a bit more. My base routine, I'm actually gonna go in with this, what I normally would. Oh my god, am I running out of this already? Surely not. I do use it a lot, to be fair. Oh, she's dripping. Yeah, base routine, I'm gonna go in as normal because I haven't got any new base routine products to try. I also started watching The Girlfriend on Prime the other day because I've seen it literally all over TikTok. Everyone's been raving about it, but I'm not gonna lie, I found it a bit boring. Like I feel like the concept is cool and I love a psychological thriller, but it was a bit boring. Like it was quite slow and it was just kind of like about sex, and I feel like one sex scene where you like know that they're having sex is like fine, but when it's like again and again and again, it's just like, there's nothing happening here. So I'm actually a bit gutted because I've seen so many people talk about it and I've seen a lot of people actually rave about it and say how good it is, and I feel like maybe we just pushed through it. We started watching it the other night and we just kind of like, it didn't really get going as such. I did like that you could see like the POVs of the girlfriend and the mum. Like I liked that you could like, they showed from both sides sort of thing, but yeah, we didn't even get through the first full episode, so if anyone tells me that maybe we should keep watching it, then maybe I will. But let me know what you thought if you've seen it, because I'm always on the hunt for a psychological thriller to watch. Don't Worry Darling, if you know any films that are similar to Don't Worry Darling, please give me your recommendations because we literally can never find anything good like that to watch, and I personally loved that film. I'm using that as an example because I feel like that's very psychological thrillery, like very kind of twisty and you don't really know what's going on. I love that in a programme or a film, but I'm also not really much of a film person. I don't really have the attention span nor want to spend my time watching something, especially if I know it's not very good. I think that's why we haven't watched The Girlfriend, because it's like I've got better things I could be doing than sitting through a programme that's just not really going anywhere. So please give me your recommendations because I'd love them. Although the books that I have read is The Housemaid. If you've read that series, it's so good. I feel like the first one's always the best, isn't it? Second one is good. Third one gets worse, but it's not bad. And obviously they've got a film coming out, but again, don't like the cast. Like there's nothing wrong with the cast, but in my head, that's not what they look like. And I feel like everyone's been seeing all over TikTok, like the room in the attic. No, that's not a spoiler if you haven't read it, but it's like, that's not what it looked like in my head. So yeah, I hope that they pull through with that, and I hope that it comes off good because I feel like that could be a really good film. So I'm holding out hope, waiting for that to come out. All of my hair is literally getting caught up in my cream bronzer. I've got like little frazzled strands of baby hair. as part of my contour today. So that's the kind of look I was going for. That is my base pretty much done as I normally would before obviously powder. I'm going to test the Made by Mitchell blush in the shade Posy Rosy. One thing you'll get to know about me is that I'm not quick to trends. I don't hop on trends very often. I'm not very quick to it. I don't really look out for it. I just kind of like, if I see something pop up over and over again and I think that I'll love, then I'll try it. But I don't buy loads and loads of makeup just to try. And I know that obviously Made by Mitchell blush is very popular, but one of my friends actually gave me a set of the Made by Mitchell blushes, and this is one of the ones I haven't tried. I used the peach one actually a while ago before I went back to my Primark one. I used to use that a lot, but I thought we could give this one a try. But it's like very pink, and I feel like it's gonna match the jumper vibe. I can't lie, I'm a touch nervous. I've just got this crusty dusty old brush. I have no idea where this is from. But I use this for blush every day, and it seems to do me well. So I feel like you've got to stick with the same tools if you're trying out a new product, otherwise there's like 2 chances that something could go wrong. Okay, I'm just gonna pop it straight on my cheek, which does feel quite scary. Oh my gosh, that's bright. Okay. Oh, I've still just gone in with quite a lot. Okay. It's like bright, but it diffuses a fair amount as you kind of blend it out. Oh. Okay, that's very blushy. Like, can you see that properly? I hope so. Oh my gosh, I love that. It's very much giving like cold, wintry blush sort of vibes. Like I feel like there's summer tones where it's like giving sun-kissed, but I feel like this is more wintry, like rosy cheek, rosy nose sort of vibe. I really like that shade actually. To be fair, I feel like Posy Rosy is quite a popular shade of the Made by Mitchell blush. Again, I'm not a trend sort of gal, so bear with me if I'm slow to them, because I'm just a gal who knows what she likes, and I need to maybe hop on to things a little bit sooner than I already do. That blended out so nicely as well. Hopefully you can see that all right, because I really like that a lot. I trust my blush. Again, I use the same products all the time usually, but that is actually gorge. Okay, powder as usual. Again, love this Makeup Revolution peach powder, but it's got to be this one that's got the peaches on it. This one, because there is a few, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of the other one, which is I think just in like a clear little pot. This one looks cooler too. And with powder, if you don't already, I always recommend tapping it off first. It kind of makes like an even layer on this, and then you go in and stamp it under the eye. But I'm gonna try and leave as much blush as I can so that I can keep the pop of colour. I don't want the powder to dull down the blush too much. I so desperately need a new powder puff, to be fair. Maybe I could just clean this one. It's got loads of bubbles, and then it kind of all comes off on my face. And I know that's not the powder puff, it's the fact that I need to either clean it or just get a new one. Bit of a lazy bitch, to be honest with you. Oops, I got distracted. Where was I up to? Bronzer. I'm going to use my normal Primark bronzer. Guys, honestly, I can't believe this is £1. Again, cruelty free. I'm going to try and put this kind of underneath the blush rather than on top. Sometimes I tend to cover my blush with my bronzer just because I love to be a bronzed, baked gal. But today we're going a little bit more blushy, a little bit more like cutesy, like oh, flush of colour sort of vibe. Bring it down my neck so we look seamless. And on the ears, never forget your ears. I'm going to do blush in a minute. I'm going to try one of these eyeshadow palettes. Got 2, so I might give one to one of my friends, but see, this one has got greens in it, and I'm not a greens gal, but this one is very much neutrals, so I'm gonna crack into this one. That was a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be to get into that. It's called Gothica Dark Side. I'm guessing that's the name of the eyeshadow palette. Oh, I jinxed getting into it. Oh my god, I really jinxed getting into it. Okay, I'm in. It's got one of these little things, but you're gone, bye. Okay, hopefully you can see that. See, it's quite neutral, and it's got a really nice shimmer there as well, so I might put that on my eye. I want to use the dark as a wing. Oh, but I was going to use the stamp liner. Should we see what this is like quickly? Oh god, bear with me. Okay, so it's double-ended. Okay, so it's got a star on one end, and then it's got a very thick liner on the other end. Okay, I actually think I'm going to give that to one of my friends who does quite a thick liner. I'm not a thick liner gal, and that kind of terrifies me. So I think maybe instead of doing eyeshadow as such, maybe we should just do some bronzer just in the outer corner and kind of deepen it up a little bit, and then we'll just do a little wing. I always take my powder bronzer as well down my nose, just to my nose a little bit. Which brush am I going going to use to do my liner. Might have to be this one, to be fair, which is not a really thin one, but I feel like if I can get as close to the lash line as possible. Wow, that looks quite pigmented. Just with a brown liner, that could be quite cute. Cute's definitely not the right word. And I might actually take my brown eyebrow pencil as like a little crayon and then create the wing from that. It might look like a little bit more of a smoky wing rather than a harsh black wing. I feel like that wing's quite nice actually. Is anyone else finding it a touch overwhelming with this whole like lock-in, you know, towards the end of the year content on socials at the moment? I mean, like, it's not to say it's not motivating, because it is. I feel like it's everywhere, and I feel like that's where the pressure comes from. Like, I think if you're not already into it, then it's a really good like excuse. Classic like January kind of new year, new me, gonna start a new routine. So I feel like it is a good time to start that. But then again, I think any time is a good time to start that. And I just, yeah, sometimes feel like it can be a little bit intense. I don't know if any of you relate. But yeah, as much as I love seeing it, and I follow a lot of creators that kind of make that sort of content, I just feel like it's a little bit much for me personally right now. Maybe if you're in it and you're finding it a bit overwhelming, then my biggest recommendation for you would be like, find a lifestyle and habits that work for you and how it actually fits into your lifestyle. Because I feel like it's so easy to watch somebody else's lifestyle online and kind of try and live like that. But if your lifestyle doesn't allow for that, then you just won't be able to. So yeah, just maybe make sure that you are figuring out kind of what works for you and what's going to stick for you. I am actually going to try this blush. This is Technic Glow Veil Blush in the shade Glee, and it's kind of a bit shimmery, which I'm a little bit scared of. But while my lashes are drying, I am just going to pop a little bit of this on. Got quite a dense brush just to kind of pack it on a little bit, just so I can be a little bit more precise with where I put it. It's very shimmery. I like it, but I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of all of the shimmer. So I'm going to put a little bit of this True Peach from Primark just over the top. I mean, I'm not going to try and get rid of the shimmer, but just to dull it down maybe a touch. And just add like a little bit more pigment rather than just shimmer. I feel like it's kind of looking a little bit messy and chaotic right now. Maybe I need some setting spray to melt it all together. I actually don't know what I would do without this e.l.f. setting spray. I just think it's one of the best setting sprays. It's a bit dramatic considering I haven't tried that many setting sprays in my life, but I still stick to what I said. Okay, let's try and put these lashes on. These are new lashes, just from Amazon. They come in a pack like this, but they are new and they currently haven't been worn. So a worn lash with glue already been on it is way much easier to apply. Way easier to apply. Lashes are on. Had a small fight to get them on, and it wasn't even worth it because I don't even really like them, but they're on. And what I've been loving doing recently is taking a little bit of eyebrow, again the same eyebrow pencil. This is the MUA Brow Define pencil, just in case you're wondering, and I just elongate like that middle bit, so like following the same shape of my eye, and then just give it a little point like that. And I just feel like it gives a little cat eye effect. It's obviously not like reverse eyeliner, then you don't have to do like a really long wing here on the outside. You can just do like a little bit on the inside. Don't know how well you can see that on the camera, but she's done. If these lashes fall off one more time, I will not be responsible for my actions. Actually, this side's fine, it's just this eye. This eye's up for a fight today. More setting spray. Not in the hair, thank you. Don't need more of an excuse for frizzy hair. Don't think I've got a new lip gloss to try, so I'm just gonna go in with my Rimmel. Told you guys, I'm quite boring with my makeup. Not boring with how my makeup looks, but with the products I use. Just in the, I mean, I love the products that I use, otherwise I wouldn't use them every day, but just in the, it's the same. It's the same old thing. But I'm okay with that, if you guys are okay with that. Because I think that overconsumption is a real thing, and that using the same products, whether it's the same clothes, whether it's just, oh, no thanks. Whether it's the same makeup products or beauty products in general, I think we can all agree that it's okay to use the same ones. I'm gonna use this no I'm not. I've got a highlighter that I wanna use. This old Soph Revolution palette, the highlighter palette, oh my god, what a throwback. She's broken, she's hanging on for dear life, but I've still got her, and it's definitely expired, like the next level from expired. She's gone, long gone, but I'm gonna use her anyway. I remember getting this. I'm gonna use the champagne-y colour. I'm trying to hold my mirror in the corner here. Like goldy champagne. I remember buying this when she came out with it, and I was so excited, and I used it all the time. And I'm not really much of a highlighter gal anymore. Like, I'm not really sure where to put it right now. But I just fancied a little bit of sparkle. I feel like I deserved a little bit of extra sparkle today, and you deserve a little bit of extra sparkle today as well. So you go and get your crusty dusty highlighter palette out, and you add yourself a little bit of sparkle too. because I think that you deserve it. Okay, I believe that's my makeup all done. That was so much fun. I don't feel like I explored quite as much as I wanted to explore at the start of this video. I think the makeup slayed, question mark, and I'm feeling quite pretty, so that's exactly what I wanted. And I'm wearing pink again. I'm a bit of a pink addict. Jumper's so warm, so cozy. I'm off to now go and eat because I'm starving. I hope you're having a really good week. Thank you so much for joining me to do my makeup. Hope you like the makeup. Oh, let's take the hair out, shall we? I feel like it's gonna look better. There's a little bit of volume there. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of the video if you did. If you did, then please comment down below as many pink emojis as you can find. I mean as many pink emojis as you can find. They've all got to be different though. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I'm happy that you're here. I'm grateful that you're here, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye!